Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of The New Norm with Selena Hill on Black Enterprise. Today, I'm speaking with legendary Grammy Award-winning producer, songwriter, and rapper, the one and only Jermaine Dupri, who says that veganism has improved his life for the last 15 years. Thank you so much, JD, for even being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So when and why did you become a vegan?
I think I became a vegan. It was kind of accidental because I actually went on a fast for 25 days, and when you fast with no food, I did a master cleanse for like 25 days, and I had no food. The way my body felt, I started asking questions. Like I had a chef, and I was asking him like, what can I do? What can I eat that's gonna make my body stay like this? Because I don't want to take myself back to where I was. Majority of the people that I kept asking questions to, they just kept saying you should become a vegan. But they said vegetarian. That's what people were saying. Vegetarian. And the difference between vegan and vegetarian that people don't understand is the dairy, right? Vegetarians still eat cheese, they still drink milk, and it's dairy. And dairy for me was partially part of my heaviness, partially part of my drag that I had or whatever I had that was going on with me. Getting the dairy out of my system was like a relief. So removing the dairy was something that I needed to do. And then it was just like, well, if you're gonna you can't have dairy or you don't want to have dairy, then you should just become a vegan. At the time when they said it to me, it sounded like I sound to other people today, like vegan. I'm from Atlanta, man. I don't know vegan. You can't do Waffle House, and it just didn't sound right with my lifestyle and where I'm from. But what happened was I started like, okay, I'm gonna try this vegan thing out. So I want to continue to feel the way I feel, and the chase for me wanting to continue to feel as good as I was feeling led me down this vegan road and this vegan path.
That's amazing. You said so many things. Number one, 25 days without food. Can you just like expand on, so what were you drinking to replenish your body at that time? And what even motivated you to say, I'm gonna go 25 days without food and cleanse my body?
Well, I mean, it's just a master cleanse. And once really what's crazy about the master cleanse is actually I just posted something up on the Beet, the site, about, it's called Restart, basically, that I'm calling myself restarting. So people could read the article on the Beet, but mostly it was just like the way you start feeling once you start fasting. It's the same thing. It's like, oh, I can feel the difference in this. Oh, I feel lighter. Oh, I'm waking up with more energy. I feel something's different than the way I was feeling 3 or 4 days ago. So I started liking the feeling of the fast. I started, and it's crazy because I just did 17 days. I was supposed to do 20 days, but I actually cheated and stopped 17 days. I just did 17 days. And the thing about it is once you start fasting, the feeling is so good. I start becoming scared to eat food at all because I'm scared of what the food is going to do to me. Even vegan food. I'm like, I need to watch what I'm eating vegan as well, because I want to continue to feel the way I feel when I have this fast. It's just a feeling, and it's like, it feels amazing. I know that, I don't know if it's too much information for people, but like when you go to the WP, the yellow is gone. It's completely white. It's just I don't know. So it makes you question, like, is this right? And the way I'm living wrong, right? So you just start noticing a bunch of things, and you try to keep as close to that as possible.
JD, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I feel like for a lot of us, we think it's normal to eat a meal and get tired. Like, oh, I got the itis, let me go lay down. We think it's normal for, urine to be super yellow and to smell. Like you said, once you change what you're putting in your body, you're like, hold on, you become a different person. So besides, the feeling, did you notice any other improvements in your health at all once you became vegan?
I mean, stuff that I don't pay attention to. I'm a man, so but women tell me my skin is clear, like just a bunch of things. Like I said, I wake up early. When I'm fasting, I wake up early, and usually what it is the hunger pain that wakes you up. But at the same time, it's still in the position that I'm in. I should be up. You know what I'm saying? It was the food makes you sleep. During Thanksgiving, like you're saying, when you have Thanksgiving dinner, you should eat and want to eat more and feel energized. Like that's what food has always been for. Food has always been an energy for us. It's supposed to be like, if you don't feel like you're energized, eat something so you should get energy, right? We made food where it's like, oh, I'm about to eat. I'm about to be sleepy as hell when I finish eating. Like that's backwards. You're not supposed to if you're eating something that makes you tired, then you're eating the wrong thing.
Absolutely. So what advice would you give to anyone who's saying, okay, I hear what you're saying, JD. How can I start? Because, I love chicken wings. I love steak. How do you just jump in and go cold turkey?
No. So let me pull this up right quick, because this is the thing that I wrote on the Beet. My first piece on the Beet was the question that people ask me the most. The question that people ask me the most is, how do you start? So the start for me, this is what I would say. First of all, get to know yourself and ask yourself, if you was to subtract certain foods from your diet, which one are the ones that you would miss the most? So you ask yourself that question first, right? And then once you have those things up there, you have a imaginary board or whatever, and you ask yourself these things, you have these things up there, then you find a vegan restaurant that serves the things that you love the most in the vegan version, and just try them. Just try pizza, try hamburgers, try whatever it is that you really love. Because you got to understand, a lot of times the things that we actually love are really like, people love chicken. I know for me, it was quarter pounders and burgers from McDonald's. I was like, how am I, every time I ride past McDonald's, I'm hungry, I want to just pull over and get a burger. So it was burgers, right? So some people like spaghetti. So it's like, not a lot, some people like seafood. Whatever it is that you like or you love, and you feel like if you subtracted it from your diet, find a vegan place that serves that same type of food, right? Then try that and just try to understand the difference in what it is that you really like versus the vegan version. Then I would say, I would also say start with salads, because I was a person that hated salads. When I first became vegan, I didn't want nobody to give me a salad. People used to offer me salads. I'm like, I don't want no salad. Salads seemed plain as hell to me. It never was like something that I was into. Salads, I never was into salads before that. But you have to get into salads so that you understand how much and how important the greens are. The vegetable part, the VEG part of vegan is vegetables, right? So you have to get into that, and you have to have a loving for lettuce. You have to have a loving for all types of things. Like, one of the things that was really a big vegetable in my life before I became vegan was actually beets, right? Which is the name of the company, the Beet. I'm a beet fanatic, right? Like, I love beets. I would eat beet salad every night if I could possibly eat a beet salad every night. So it's like, really, like, find a salad, find a place that makes salads, and you put in the things that you want in the salad, and you start, teaching your mind to like these things, right? To like vegetables, and find the things that you really like. And then you have to have a little bit of discipline. You have to have a little bit of discipline to understand that you're retraining your mind to think a certain way. That's why when I tell people they should probably try to fast first, because if you can do the fast, then you already have gotten your mind into understanding that you're going in a different direction. A lot of people can't last on a fast because it takes a hell of a lot of discipline. But I posted about the fast for 10 If you try to fast for 10 days, difference, everything.
Right. So you said a lot, and I definitely want to talk more about the Beet because this is a new outlet. It's a new publication. You signed off on it. Talk about this partnership. How did they approach you? Did they say like, hey, you know, we got this new lifestyle blog out that's all about plant-based foods and stuff, and we understand you're vegan. We would love for you to be sort of like a brand ambassador. Like, how did that partnership with you and the Beet come about?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's kind of like it was like something that I was approached about, but at the same time, the one of the companies that's involved with the partnership as well, one of their owners has been a good friend of mine for partially half of my whole vegan lifestyle, vegan life, and he's heard me talk about this and talk to him about it, and we've had conversations about places that I feel like vegan restaurants should be, vegan food and grocery stores, just all type of conversation about veganism. And it was just like, he kept telling them I'm the perfect guy to be a part of this. And I'm sure the conversation that he and I had was what made him think about me. So once they came to me and once I realized what it was, I was just like, you know what, this is something that's needed. It's not even really about the business part of it. You know, of course, that's a big piece for me, but it's something that's needed. I need it just as much as anybody else needs this information. I needed to know where to go. I needed to know what to do in different circumstances when it comes to veganism. It's just perfect for that.
And, you know, speaking of need, I feel like our community especially needs veganism, you know, and just to understand what a plant-based life looks like and what it feels like. You know, we think about the cholesterol in our community, obesity, and obviously how COVID-19 is really hitting our communities, because the fact of the matter was a lot of us, we weren't healthy first and, you know, going into it. And that played a major role. So what would you say to, you know, big mama and auntie, uncle, grandma, you know, who still like to cook with that, you know, soul food? Like, I love soul food. I love the flavor. But, you know, how can we incorporate and just make it a little healthier?
I just think this is an introduction. I mean, I think introducing it. My mother's one of these women that don't want to hear about, you know, she didn't want to hear about it. She's definitely coming around more, and she's fixing more and more vegan meals for me and herself. And she has high blood pressure, and she was one that I was like really, really concerned about, like telling my mother, like, yo, you should really pay attention to this, because it's not just for the fact that it's vegan, that it 100% helps you. That's another thing that people need to realize. Like, that's what I wanted this website to be a part of this website for anyway, is that people understand that the vegan lifestyle completely helps you. It changes your path from the danger path to just a better path, a better walking path, right? And I think that the introduction to older people that probably don't believe it and understand it, that's the best thing that people can do, is just like, and them reading, you know. That's why, like I said, this site, if they can read up on it and see things and learn and say, okay, I don't have to put this in the food, I can put this in there and it'll be a substitute for the same stuff. And you can, you know, and we're black people can make something out of nothing, right? So just imagine the more black people that start cooking vegan food might turn into like the seafood for black people. It might become the best thing in the world, because like I said, all it is just really like putting your mind and putting your, like when you hear people say, oh, he put his foot in this or whatever, it's like that. How much soul can you put into the food without having to put salt, and without putting real butter and milk and all the stuff that causes all this other stuff with us? Find something else as a substitute that can taste just as well.
Now, JD, throughout your career, you're known for being a visionary. Like, you're known for discovering artists and just being a trailblazer in the culture. And I feel like almost with veganism, you were doing this trend before it became a trend. Like you said, you're about 15 years in. Why do you think all of a sudden now everybody is into, you know, more people are into veganism. We see, you know, Black-owned restaurants like Slutty Vegan doing amazing. And we see a lot of, especially people from our culture, talking about adapting a vegan lifestyle. What is it about now that's making people more interested in it?
I mean, I think, you know, we part of our generation is celebrity driven a lot. You know what I mean? I think when people saw Beyonce and Jay-Z say they was doing it, a lot of people start like, oh, wait, what's going on with it? You know, I can't ignore that and say that didn't happen. So I feel like, you know, the more it becomes a trend and the more it becomes something that, you know, other people are checking out, then you're going to have more and more people check it out. And I think that's what it is. But it also is a thing that once you try it, you realize it's not what you thought it was. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that once you have an Impossible Burger or you have a Beyond Meat burger, you realize, okay, I don't need a McDonald's no more. And you telling me I can eat this and it's 100% healthier than the quarter pounder that I just had. These are facts, right? This is not like a thing that you can make up. These are real facts. And once people find that out, I think people just realize like, oh, this is the way to go. And they still try to act like, you know, like they ain't really all the way there, but they definitely are paying attention to their health. It's just like women working out. You know, I don't know as many women worked out before Instagram. I don't think I knew that. But I think once they saw that other people was doing it and this is how it was happening, I think that's, you know, it's just a trend. It's a thing that happens like that.
Right. And I know you mentioned the business a little earlier on. You've always been a businessman. Why is it smart for people, especially Black entrepreneurs, to invest in veganism, invest in companies like the Beet and other things that are promoting veganism?
Because it's one of the newest trends of business, and it's new business opportunities that are there. It's not an old business, it's a new business, and the opportunities to grow are you know, huge. Ain't no telling what could possibly happen. You know, you got to think, it's no vegan restaurants in the airports. When the airports come back and we all start moving around again, whoever jumps on that idea, you know, it's a bunch of places and spaces where veganism, you can hit a home run. Like if Pinky puts a Slutty Vegan at Hartsfield Airport, that it's just going, that the line that she has, she thinks is crazy. The line for that'll be, you know, it'll be just as crazy, because like people have heard about it and people know now. People say, oh, I can eat it and I can feel good. I don't have, you know, and it's just a new business. And it's I think for the first time in life of mine anyway, that it's the first time that we've seen something that is actually a real new business, not a business that people had passed. This is a new business that you can get into. Like this is the first, I would say, first site of this type, the Beet. This is the first site that's like this, and it's the first place. So our goal is to make this the #1 resource for people that want to eat plant-based.
Definitely. And you've been blogging, so definitely guys check out the Beet, BEET. You can check out JD's blogs. You can check out his recipes. A lot of good information. Before we let you go, I do have to ask, so what has been your favorite verses? Just to switch gears a little bit, what's been your favorite verses so far?
Favorite verses? Teddy Riley and Babyface. I mean, just because Teddy Riley's my idol, and Babyface is he's not my idol, but he's one of my idols. And just the way that Babyface handled himself, let me know how easy it was for him to work and write the songs that he had written, right? Because a lot of us, and I know even myself, we look at Babyface like he's not this guy, that he's not the hip hop guy and he's not the hip dude and da 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 da. But that don't mean he doesn't know. And that's what I love that about him. I love the fact that he does what he does, but he knows everything about everything else. And his verses showed every bit of that. He knew about the technology. He knew about the swag that he was supposed to put in the background while he was sitting there talking. He had his Grammys out there. He had the candles burning. He was at a swag level that was like, unmatched. And unfortunately, it didn't work the way I wish they could have both been in the same room the way that the past that we've seen the ones recently. But it was very enjoyable, and it felt like the whole world was watching. That's the one that, to me, out of all of the verses that we've had, it seemed like I had my accountant. My accountant's probably 60 years old. He called me talking about the Teddy Riley Babyface. I'm gonna watch this, and I'm like, what? He was like, I gotta get Instagram. I don't even have Instagram, but I'm gonna watch this because Teddy Riley Babyface gonna have a battle. And I was whoa, the world is watching this. So I still say Teddy Riley and Babyface. That's the one that, to me, the whole world was interested. Even the young kids that claim they don't listen to R&B, they was checking that battle out. Like, everybody wanted to see that battle.
Oh yeah, that was pivotal. I remember that.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that you would do a versus? And if so, who you gonna do?
Yeah.
Because you know who we want you to do it with. Everybody's calling for you to do it with.
I honestly don't feel like, I feel like after watching the verses so far recently, I feel like I'll lose. Right?
No.
I do. I feel like I'll lose because I feel like it's still, I feel like we still, from the South, people, we still have a fight to fight when it comes to this hip hop world and everything that goes on. I still feel like we don't get the same respect that other people get. And I think that's partially about like what T.I. has been saying about him going at 50 Cent. It's like people don't respect the South the way that they respect other people in hip hop. So for me, I feel like I'm not scared of anybody, but I don't feel like I'll win because I feel like my fight will be double because people just don't respect it the same way that they respect other people.
I hear you. And yeah. I also read that you're working on a new version of We Are the World. Not
a version of We Are the World, but I'm working on a song.
Something like that.
That I'm creating in the same mindset as We Are the World.
Gotcha.
And it was written by Jonte Austin and Neo, who had a verses, and they went against each other. And on this song, basically, they wrote the song together with me and Brian Cox. So, I'm working on trying to get this out, and get as many of the artists as possible that I can get on the song, and just create a new song that has that same energy, that puts out some positive, super positive energy into the universe with multiple artists showing the unity that we have. And it's called Change. So I'm working on it every day, trying to get it done.
Did you confirm some of the artists that's going to be on it so far?
Yeah, I got them. I won't say, I'm going to just wait because every day it changes. I mean, like every day I get more and more people. So I'm just trying to just wait till I, get it to where it's got to get to, and everybody will hear about it and let everybody know. But I'm reaching out to everybody.
Okay, we can't wait. Do you know when it might drop?
I wanted to drop at the end of this month, but I'm not sure that will make it. So probably it'll drop next month going into September, which is my birthday month. So that'll be perfect anyway.
Okay, well, thank you so much, JD. Thank you for doing it for the culture. Thank you for your time today.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, you too.